Hi guys, Abde, and today we are here in this frog mangrove paradise because we are in Snapshot 20W11A to talk about some building tips with the brand new blocks. So to start with, we have this interesting little thing where we have dark oak planks going into mangrove planks going into crimson planks. So we have this interesting little palette here. But if we make it slightly bigger, we can then have it going from dark oak log to strip dark oak to mangrove to strip mangrove to mangrove planks to crimson planks to stripped crimson, and you get this very large palette, like grade. That's it. Yeah, so you get this very large thing. Now the good thing with those very large grades is that I could decide, you know what, I just want this small little portion here. I like the way I have the two planks and the striped crimson, so I'm just gonna keep that. Or maybe I'm thinking, yeah, I only want like this brown part, so I'm only gonna keep that. So that's a very good thing. Like, you want very large things so that you can then do portions of it. Next, we have the fact that the muddy roots are rotational, so just like logs, if you place them sideways, they will be sideways. If you place them normally, they will be normally. And that way, that can be interesting. Another thing about mud is that you can't put skulk on it. Yeah, that's interesting. As you can see, if I try to put skulk there, but you can put it on roots though, so let's keep on going. Next we have here the mangrove propagules. Now they can be placed on grass and grass types, on mud, and under weather, because it's mangrove. They can also be put on pots. Now I do believe, yeah, it does look kind of different, as you can... Oh wait. No, actually it's just top, yeah. And you can also plant them on the bottom of mangrove leaves. Now, how this works is simple. You just have your mangrove leaves here. Then you take your bone meal there, you know, because you have to eat it. That's why it's a meal. And you just do one, and you have this. Then you do one and one other thing, and you have that. And you just keep on going. And you have just like wheat or beetroots or like pumpkin, for example, you have this expanding thing. And I believe that the point is that when it hits the last level, it drops a propagle. Either that or I have to break it. I don't know exactly, but I believe it either works just like it pops it, or it's like coconut. Next up, back the mud and mud bricks with it, so, and all of its glory. Really go with all of these blocks, so like planks, granite, shrooms, and terracotta. And if you put them all together, you can get this beauty over here. So basically, I just like took it and throw it in here. I have no idea like what architectural style it fits in, but I really liked it, and I would absolutely love to use it in like a storage area or maybe a basement of some kind, maybe a temple. But I really like it with the floor that mixes those trapdoors to make the upside down arches. I really like making like upside down arches with the pillars. But on the floor you also have then the packed muds mixed in with the granite, and then you have those lanterns hanging from the corners with the foundations and all of that jungle up there, and the stairs here to just give it a tiny weeny bit more to the middle and make it look less empty on the ceiling. Really loved it. But obviously the main reason why Mojang added that packed mud was to add in more architectural styles outside of Europe. So, totally basing myself on the Google research rural mud architecture, I found an image and inspired myself in it. So I have the houses that are mainly made with packed mud with tiny bits of bricks. Now, normally you wouldn't have as many bits of bricks, but the thing is, in Minecraft it'll look very odd if it was less. And then there's the walls that are the rivers over there, so you actually have bricks with the tiny bits of packed mud, and then this part I just decided that I wanted to have a part that isn't on the wall yet, as if it was still being built or something. I don't know, but I really like that idea. And then you have these parts where it kind of like leaps, so you have like the packed mud, and then it kind of jumps off, which is kind of weird. It also goes like out on the floor. I don't know exactly why, but in the image I saw it seemed to be the case. So like there were a few spots where it would come out a bit, and other spots where it went to the floor. I guess it's because of like time and weather or something. I really don't know well, but yeah, as you can see here, there's like more examples of that. Few blocks coming out, and I really liked doing this. So yeah, pretty cool. Next you have this small room here. Now you have basically the room of details. So these lanterns, I see like a lot of people commonly use like logs or melons and pumpkins to create like hangers for lanterns. Now most people like having the same color, but I like differentiating it as if it was like that spot was made and put on the ceiling to hang the lantern. Now another thing that I do that I don't see a lot is with the lodstones. Now the lodstones have this interesting pattern here that I really like. It once again gives that feeling that it has to be like this, and as does the mangrove logs that also work if I put them in this ceiling that's in the same color. I kept the border instead of stripping it so that it had that effect of it was put there to hold the lantern and not just like a pattern, which I really like. But what I didn't realize last video was that the skull catalyst is also amazing for this. Like, look at that. But still talking about skull catalyst, he also has another use, which is table. Look at this. It looks like a rug. That way you can still put stuff on it. So yeah, pretty cool. So next in the room of details you have this painting. Now this is just a bunch of paintings with skull catalyst, not paintings, item frames. So you just have a bunch of item frames. You take like different items. For example, let's say I want to make a mushroom themed painting, so I just take all of that, and then I choose a spot on the wall, and I go like, let's do my small little piece of art here. So I'm just gonna do boop, and then rotate this guy around to be like that, this guy to be like that, and let's say yeah, I like how this looks. But it looks odd, it looks like they are separate things. So one thing that you can do is just replace the block on the back, which I did also do in here. So I just do these wall blanks and booped, booped, okay, I totally ruined this, but I just booped, 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 and then I do like this. And that way I can just put these back how they were, and as you can see you have this interesting little pattern, but I still feel like it's like, oh, it looks off. So I can just take my skull veins and mix them up together, and I really feel like that makes them add together. Like it makes it look like it's only one, which it really does well. So that's an interesting detail that I will heavily consider using if you want some more interesting paintings. Now another thing that you can use is the vines there, the vines, but the problem with the vines is that if you have your little thing here, boop, they go over. Now I don't know if it's just because I have the 3D vines from Vanilla Twix or if it actually goes over, but yeah, doesn't look as good depending on if you actually want to have the things. Now if you want to actually hide the thing, then that way that works flawlessly, as otherwise not amazing. But yeah, that's the little thingy do. Now on the floor, you have the classic inverting thing. So you have this, that, boop. So you always have boop, 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 boop. Okay, I did it differently here, but you can do it like that, or you can do like that, which is what I did on the floor. You can also do a checkers pattern, so like that. Yep. But either way, it works with the mangrove tree as well as it works with every other wood, and that is a really cool thing that you can do. So yeah, another thing about mangrove is that it's red, and I do believe that it really goes well with the red corals. Now it might just be me, and you need water obviously, so that's a downside, but I really like the fact that it's together. So yeah, and I also have this pink terracotta on the ceiling, and I always like having like the color of the ceiling when I'm using wood. I like having the color of the ceiling go like one block lower, so that it looks like it's the same thing and not just like this is wall, this is ceiling. I like having that weird, interesting little junction there. But anyways, guys, this was the video, and I hope you liked it. I hope that all of these details were interesting and or helpful to you. And if you think I missed any pretty cool detail, or you have anything that you would like to share with me and everyone else, don't forget to comment it. But until the next time we see each other in the next video, I'm frogs. You're in front of me. Thank you. Over. Pew!